Excerpt number 2 from Last Journey, subtitle A Father and Son in Wartime by Darrell Griffin Sr. and Sergeant Darrell Griffin Jr., KIA, March 21, 2007. At 4 o'clock on March 21st, 2007, I remember the exact time, Kim called me at work to tell me that Skip had been shot. He had been wounded a couple of times before while on tour in Iraq, so I asked her how bad it was. All she could say was, "He's gone." I threw the phone against the wall and ran out of the building. The only words I could get out of my mouth as I ran up to my car were the words Kim had told me, "He's gone." As I was racing home, I called Renee, Skip's older sister, and told her. Her husband had to take the phone from her. After I hung up the phone, the car was silent except for the white noise of the traffic around me on the Ventura Freeway. I was almost grateful that the traffic was as congested as it normally was during the work week. It gave me time to collect myself and try to be strong for Kim and the kids when I got home. As I turned off the Ventura Freeway onto the Santa Monica 405 freeway, I saw a dilapidated old travel trailer being towed by a pickup truck. The trailer was about 20 feet long and about 10 feet wide. It was chalky white and appeared to have several layers of tar on the roof, probably from years of patching leaks. It reminded me of the trailer I lived in when I brought Skip home from the hospital after he was born. Renee had been born about a year earlier. I had just finished high school and was entering college, so the little trailer was all I could do. It was 7 p.m., about 3 hours since Kim had called to tell me about Skip. The knock at the door startled us, even though we were expecting it. I opened the door, and one of the soldiers said, "The President of the United States regrets to inform you that your son, Sergeant Darrell Ray—" I interrupted him in mid-sentence. "Please come in." They could tell from the redness of our eyes that we already knew what had happened. Kim and I were so consumed with our own grief that it wasn't until later that I thought about the awful time Diana, his wife, must be having, being by herself when they came to her door at Fort Lewis. We sat and listened to what help the Army could give us now that we had lost our oldest son in combat, but I wasn't really listening. I was thinking to myself, is there anything that they can say that will make any difference now that my son is gone? After they delivered their canned speech, we all sat in silence for a few minutes. The only sounds were occasional sniffling, the ticking of the clock on the living room wall, and a police siren in the distance. I asked one of the officers how it had happened. He said, "I was told very little other than the fact that he was shot in the back of the head by a sniper." "Did he suffer?" I asked. "I don't think so, given the nature of the wound," said the other soldier, but I could tell they really didn't know.